Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kristen from Momfluence.net, and today I am here to show you some of the most common makeup mistakes that we all make. I'm guilty of this, you might be guilty of this. It's just something that kind of happens. With makeup, there are no hard and fast set rules, but there are some things that we can do to our face that make us look a little bit better and just make our features pop a little more. So I'm going to show you those tips, tricks, and techniques, and I hope that you'll stay with me for this video. It will be a little bit longer than some of my normal ones just because I have so much information to tell you guys. So stick with me because you really want to hear about this. I know that as moms, we're kind of either like, I don't care about makeup, I don't care how I look, or we're like the glam mom, and you probably already know these techniques. So if you are one of those moms that just doesn't really know how to wear makeup, or you don't feel comfortable in it, don't worry. I'm going to help you out. That way you can learn these techniques, and then you can do with it whatever you want. You can make it as dramatic or as dark. If you don't like the colors that I'm using and you would prefer a more natural look, you can definitely use colors that suit your skin tone a little bit better. So right now I'm gonna head to my bathroom, wash my face all off so I can come back and I can show you the tips and tricks of what you should do and what you should avoid. Okay. So I'm back, and as I was washing my face, all the neighborhood boys decided to come over, and they are all playing in my front yard, which is actually right behind me, or in front of me, I guess. So if you start hearing random noises, it's the boys. It's nothing crazy going on, but you know, boys can be loud. So I've washed my face, and then I wanted to tell you guys that on this side of my face, I have moisturized my face and primed my face and then done an eye primer. So I don't know if you can tell the difference between this side versus this side. You can just see that by adding moisturizer, you can see there's a little bit more dewiness to my skin, a little bit more glowiness. And then you're not going to be able to see the benefits of having a primer on right away, but trust me, by the end of the day, you're going to be so thankful that you are wearing primer. Primer actually kind of acts like glue for your foundation. You want it to be on there because you want it to fill your fine lines and your wrinkles and all of that stuff, and it's actually going to make your foundation go on a lot smoother, and it's going to last longer. So even if you're one of those ladies that just wants to do a drugstore foundation routine, that is totally fine, but wear primer underneath it, because if you wear primer underneath it, you're going to see such a difference in it. Get the most out of your money. Use some primer underneath it and stretch it a little bit further. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start getting my face ready. So on the side of my face that I'm going to get ready the proper way, I'm adding just a little bit of Skin Illuminizer. Again, just because I like to have a dewy look to my face. I feel like it makes me look a little bit more youthful. So I will do it on this side, but not on this side. And then I'm going to use my Makeup Forever concealer, and I just pump it on my hand. And I use a foundation brush, which is the Sigma F80 Flat Kabuki. And I start at the center of my face, and I work outwards. So a lot of people will use their fingers to put their foundation on, and I just say you probably shouldn't do this for a couple of reasons. You're not going to get as smooth of a coverage when you do that, and you're actually going to be using more product if you use your fingers. For some reason, you know, the brushes, you're just able to use a lot less and go a lot further with it. So let me get this kind of all blended in here. I'll show you that. And then on the other side of my face, I'm going to actually put it on with my fingers and rub it in. It's just a lot harder, and plus you always have to make sure that your fingers are really clean whenever you're touching your face, because you don't want bacteria getting on your face at all. that can lead to breakouts and then other skin issues that you just don't want to mess with. Another big mistake that ladies often don't do is they don't fill in their brows. I know it's an extra step and it takes just a little bit longer, but it's going to it's going to frame your face and make your face look that much better. So let me fill in this side here really quick. And I promise you guys, I'm trying to be quick with this just because I know that nobody wants to sit here and watch these tutorials forever and ever. But when I'm out, everybody is always asking all of these questions like, well, how do you do this? And how do you do that? And how do you get it to look this way? And how do you get your makeup to look that way? And this is the quickest way that I can show you. These are my tips. So definitely make sure that you fill in your brows. And this is the Anastasia Brow Wiz pencil that I'm using with the spoolie edge to just distribute the rest of that product throughout my brows, and it's the shade medium brown. And then I'm going to go ahead and move on to my eyes. So on this eye, I'm going to show you the technique that you should use. With the Naked palette, I'm going to use the color Naked in my crease. Now when I say in my crease, if you have hooded eyes, my crease is actually like right here. So if I do that, if I put makeup right here, that's actually going to get hidden as my eye opens up. So I have to go a little bit above what you would say my crease is, and it's actually like my brow bone. So when I say crease, I really mean like just like below your brow bone. And then you want to use windshield wiper motions going back and forth with this color. And this is pretty much an everyday kind of neutral shade here that I'm going to show you. And then on the other side of my face, I'll put it in my actual crease, doing the windshield wiper motions. And you can just already see this eye looks more lifted, it looks more awake. This side of my face looks like I've had a rough night. So then I am going to go in with the color Buck from the same Naked palette, and I am going to add that to my corner, and I'm going to drag it out just slightly over here and up so that it kind of draws my eye upwards. And then using a pencil brush, I'm going to take that same color and I'm going to drag it along my bottom lower lash line. This just connects everything. So it makes your eye makeup look more cohesive and all in one. A big mistake that I see people doing is putting the shimmery shades in their crease. So on this side, I'm going to put Sidecar, and I used to do this all the time. So I'm going to put Sidecar here in my crease. And you can do this for certain makeup looks. It's just not really the most flattering for your face. So this is, Sidecar is kind of a shimmery brown medium tone shade. But what I'm going to do with it on this side of my face is I'm actually going to press it into my actual eyelid. And I just feel like this just gives me just a better look. When you have the shimmer on your lid, it gives like just a little bit, a hint of light. So we'll leave it like that, and then I didn't drag the color down on this side at all, as you can see. So then we need to make sure that we highlight our brow bone. So I will, using my Becca Champagne Pop, highlight a little bit here in my brow bone. And I'm just really lightly tapping this here. And on this side, I'm going to literally like swipe it and bring it all the way down. This is like such a pet peeve of mine, is when people highlight their brow bone but it comes so far down, or they use a super light, almost like a white color, and it just doesn't look very flattering on your face when you do that. Another key thing that you want to do is you want to highlight your inner corner of your eye just to make it look more awake. I don't know why my phone keeps going off. Don't you know I'm doing a tutorial right now, people? I swear. So highlighting the inner corner here. And then leaving this corner different. So I don't know if you can already see the difference between what I'm doing. And that's no mascara, nothing. Then another thing that I like to do, and you've heard me talk about this, if you watched my How Do You Look More Awake video, you line your waterline with like a white creamy pencil. But what I see a lot of women doing is they line their waterline with this dark black line and they carry it all the way. And this really, when you do this, it's gonna drag your eye downwards. And this is definitely more for like a going out type of look. And then they line their lower lash line with dark black. You can just see, like, I feel like it looks like I got punched in the face over here. It's just not a very flattering look. So on this side of the face, I'm going to use a more daytime appropriate color, which it's kind of in a chocolate brown shade, and I'm just lightly lining my top lash line here. And then only going into about the middle, right where my pupil is. You don't want to take that all the way, otherwise it's going to make your eye look smaller. And then in that same vein, you want to bring your eye up. So when you stopped on your bottom lashes, you want to actually continue that line up a little bit. So it's kind of winged out just slightly and it's lifting your eye. What a lot of women do is they do this liquid liner look and they try and do this like massive cat eye, which there's nothing wrong with the cat eye, but like as a daytime look, it's pretty dramatic, and it's really unnecessary for daytime. So we'll just do a quick one here. And I'm also not following my bottom lash line here. I'm just kind of winging it however I want to and doing it that way. So it's just more of a dramatic look over here, but it also looks more tired. So I will move on to my mascara. Oh, first I'm going to curl this side of my eyelashes. Curling my eyelashes isn't something that I always do, but this makes a big difference for a lot of people. So I will curl on this side and I won't curl on the other side. And then using the L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black, I'll add my mascara. And really, since it's daytime, I'm only going to do 2 coats. If you're going out for the night, you can apply thicker coats, more coats, or even false lashes. Again, daytime, depends on like what kind of work you do and what kind of look you're going for, but for most of us, we want a more natural look during the day. So false lashes aren't usually something that we want to be wearing during the day as an everyday look. I mean, it's kind of fun to do that every once in a while, but just definitely not every day. So So then I will go on this side, and then I'm just going to sloppily put on mascara here, and then leave my bottom blank. Because a lot of times people think, oh, it's daytime, so I'm not going to add any more makeup. I'm just going to do that. When you do that, you actually make yourself look older. So it is important. I know it's more makeup, and that seems kind of counterproductive to actually wear more makeup, but you do want to make sure that you do a little bit on your lower lash line. And you'll notice that I haven't done any concealing or under eye anything yet, and that's because since we were using shimmery shades, I was just waiting in case there was any type of fallout. So what I'm going to do is use my Maybelline Age Rewind and do my under eye area. And this is something that I thought I had explained like a million times, but I've had a lot of questions. You want to make sure that you do your concealer in a triangle motion, not like this. And I'm going to show you why. When you blend this out, you want it to come down in a triangle, so it just attracts and adds more light. If you just swipe it like I did on the other eye, then unfortunately you're just going to be you're going to draw more attention to your problem area, which for a lot of us are dark under eye circles. Another thing that women forget to do is they totally forget to set their under eye area. And if you are going to go to all this trouble to do concealer, you definitely want to set it. So I like to set it with my Anastasia contour kit in the yellow shade because I find that to be most flattering. But when you set, you want to press it into your skin, not swipe. If you swipe it, then you're basically just moving your concealer that you just put on, and you're moving it, and you really don't want to do that. So I will move on to, let's see, we've done that. I'm not going to do a whole lot of highlighting and contouring, but I'll show you a little bit. When you contour, I'm using a cream contour stick, and I'm starting at the top of my ear, and I'm going in a downward motion, and I'm only going about a quarter of the way down. A lot of women, they go all the way down with this, and you're kind of drawing a line like you're going to your top lip. You can see over here, I'm really not going very far at all. And the reason being, I don't want this harsh line to go all the way down. So I'm blending this upwards near my ear, and I'm dragging it, just a little bit of that excess product down my cheekbone. Now, if I do it the same over here, oh my gosh, I look ridiculous. Do that. Another thing is I like to kind of, again, once it's just the same, like when you're setting your concealer, I like to set my contour. So I'm going to use just a drugstore concealer to set that all in place. And again, just very lightly setting it. On this side, a lot of women, they feel like they just need to be bronzed all over, so they do all of this crazy bronzing, like their whole face. What I do is I add a little bit to the top of my forehead. I'm just kind of framing my face and framing my jawline and dragging the color down. And then I add a little bit to the tip of my nose. There, so you can start to see the difference. Then for blush, this is another huge mistake that I see people making. I have to admit, I make this mistake a lot myself. This side, we're going to apply the blush. You want to stay upwards. You don't want your blush to go below your nose. That actually draws your cheekbones down and it makes you look older, and we definitely don't want that. So in just little swirling motions, I'm staying above my cheekbones and adding a little bit of color. Now on this side, I'm adding it to the apples of my cheek, and you can see I'm bringing it down really far. And this is just so much more makeup. I'm even trying to blend this out, so I mean, it's really ridiculous looking, but this is like how a lot of women are applying their makeup, and it just looks like your whole entire cheek is like filled rather than just lightly here. And then another thing that I do like to do, and this is totally fine too, is you can add like a hot pink color to the apple of your cheek, just to kind of draw out that it looks like, ooh, I've been exercising, or somebody just pinched my cheeks. I just tap that onto the apple of my cheek. As far as highlighter goes, I know a lot of people go way overboard on this. I like to just barely put the highlighter on at the top of my cheekbone, right here, and then go up with it just a little bit here. On this side, I'm gonna do the whole thing. So you can see the difference. Then what I like to do on this side is I like to blend everything together, since you've got a couple of different layers there. You've got your highlight, you've got your contour, you've got your blush color. You just want everything to be blended and beautiful. So, whoo, I don't know what I just knocked off my makeup table. Then moving on to lips. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this, but I see this a lot. People overline their lips and it looks totally fake. I know that some people can pull it off, but most of us can't. And I'll just kind of show you. So totally overlining here, and then just naturally lining on this side. And then we will finish off with some gloss, and I have from the new Lorac palette here, I can't even get it out, the shade Seductress. We'll add that, and you can see this totally doesn't even really match my lip liner, which is another big no-no, because you don't want your lip liner to look different than your lips. So using the shade Duchess, which is more of a color of my lip liner, I'll add it to this side. And you can see it blends in nicely with my lip liner, whereas on this side it does not. So I'll zoom in on my face here so you guys can see this. So we have this side, which is the proper way that you should apply your makeup. And then we have this side. You can kind of see, I almost feel like this is like drag queen makeup, whereas this is more natural looking, more daytime appropriate makeup. These are the most common mistakes that I see women making all the time. Like I said, there are no rules to makeup, but if you're doing this kind of stuff, you're probably making your beautiful face look older and not as flattering. So I just urge you to try these techniques that I use on this side of my face. You're going to see such a difference, and you're going to be getting so many more compliments. I know you're beautiful. I know you don't need the makeup for your face at all, but if you are going to use makeup, you just need to know some of the tips and tricks on how to make your skin really stand out, and really we're using makeup to accentuate our features, not drag them down, and definitely not be mistaken as a drag queen. So if you like this tutorial, please subscribe to my channel, please give me a thumbs up, and please come and follow me on www.momfluence.net, where I blog about all things mom. It's everything that a mom needs to know, and I guarantee you will love it. And this week will be an exciting week on my channel, on my website, because I have a $225 Tory Burch gift card that I will be giving away. So I hope that you will stop by and enter in the drawing, so hopefully Christmas can come early for you this year. And I will see you ladies next Monday. Bye-bye.